guys? Welcome to episode 21 of the Metro Drive, and today we're going to cover real briefly how to never convince anyone of anything or how to lose every argument. Same thing. Sometimes if I've got some spare time, I'll check out the comments on on social media arguments just social, like they're entertaining, right? Because it's like, I'm the guy with the popcorn, just sitting back and reading them all, because it's just a bunch of nonsense. It's a bunch of nonsensical, very little data, if any data, and everyone's opinions, personalities, jokes, things like that. So, and first off, I remember in driver's ed, just a quick story, they were saying, like, people act a certain way in their car that they would never act, like, in real life. Like, people cut you off when they would never just, like, walk in front of you in a grocery line. So, like, they're bigger in their car. They're even more bigger when they're behind their computer screen. Like this, man, you're hearing the hate. Look, the memes are funny, don't get me wrong. But the shade coming down on Ben Askren over that last UFC card is, and he's like a legit dominant wrestler fighter, and people are like, the keyboard warriors are going after him. So that's one thing. Like, I guess step number one, how to never convince anyone of anything, is start the conversation online. Like, just, who are you actually gonna, like, you post a meme of, like, someone saying, no, you're wrong. Like, oh my gosh, thank you. And now I'm going to change my mind. That never happens. Ever. So just don't have the conversation online. Two, you got to have some rapport with them. Like, I heard this, forget who I was, like, talking to. It was like, never take reverse that. Never take criticism from someone you would never take advice from. So, like, if somebody doesn't believe that, like, you're looking out for their best interests, or somebody doesn't believe that you're actually trying to, like, provide them helpful information, they're gonna be armored up and, like, full defense mode already. If I got, like, Coach Mo or my wife or my father, any like people real close to me are giving me advice. They're like, hey, look, Dave, you're messing up, bro. Like, here's where you're messing up. I think you should take these steps. Like, I'm going to listen to that because I know they've got my best interest in mind. If somebody else, comes at me and they're like, you're messing up and you're this, I'm I've got real good, I got thick skin, right? I'm like, okay. I mean, I try to always examine it and see if there's any meat to it, but realistically, there's nothing. So don't start it on social. You've got to build some rapport with them. I mean, you just have to. Like, if you want to convince someone of something, the best thing you can do is develop a relationship with them. Okay? Just gonna go completely off the wall, like, I don't know, like you take some hate group, just a huge hate group. You're not gonna convince them of anything, right? And so, that, like, you're dealing with hate groups, it's a little extreme, but let's say, I met with one, or I knew someone I went to high school with, and they were in a hate group now. I got to build a rapport with them and be like, hey, man, you really think this is the best way to go about this? Like, is this really the best way? I hear some things I think you can do better. They're not going to listen to that. Next one is insult them. Like, the second you start demeaning or condescending to somebody, boom, guards up, windows out, you can go. Again, it's building that rapport. No one's going to listen to you if you don't have rapport with them or a relationship with them, period. Just period. Point blank. Next one is you've got to, if you're only giving your opinions, people don't change their mind, or you can't change anybody's mind. You can help them make a new decision based on new facts. So, you're not just going to change anybody's mind. You may give them a new decision, like, hey, you want to go left. No, I'm going to go right. Thanks, though. I really think you should go left. Thanks, I'm going to go right, though. There's a man-eating lion if you go right, so I really think you should go left. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. I'm going to go left. Things like that. And these are simple. Well, I think they're simple. But yeah, we see it all the time. And I was watching this comedian, a clip of this comedian. It was like the funniest thing because it was so true. He was going off. He's like, man, I saw this special. This guy who put like, he made pepperonis on a pizza into some hate symbol. Did anyone else see that? They clap if you saw it. And people clapped, and they're like, all right, cool. Hey, where'd you guys see that? Was it the Washington Post or whatever? And he's like, yeah, no, I saw that in the Washington Post. And there was a whole theater, like a good portion of people clapped, and he's like, oh, okay. Yeah, news for you guys. I just made all of that up, and none of you saw it because it never happened. But people want to put their input. They just want to be heard. And so, like, that's the final thing is if you listen, and listen with the intent, because maybe they'll provide you with new information. Look, everybody, you hear the cliche, like everybody thinks, you always think you're right. Everybody thinks they're right. I mean, right? Like who's actually doing something, they're like, I know this is wrong, but I'm just going to keep trucking. I mean, I guess they might be out there, but it's like, there's a lot of cognitive dissonance going on. You're not just going to keep doing something that you believe is wrong. You're just not, at least not for very long. So everyone believes they're right until they're provided with new information to change that. So simple tips, guys. Like literally, a lot of humans could just go back to kindergarten or first grade and maybe go through those courses again, and it would be a lot better. Listen, don't start arguments or anything on social media. And but just another quick tangent on that social media. It's because you're on a public stage, right? You're on a public stage, and so they're in the spotlight. They know that everything you say to them is going to be looking at as an assault. Like someone says something on social, and you want to change their mind, send them a private message. Hey, I'd like to talk to you about this. When would be a good time to meet? There's a thought. Well, you mean like I have to meet someone in person, face to face? And like use eye contact and body. Yes, that's what you have to do. So, that's it, guys. Just real quick, use some of those tips, and as always, I will see you guys on the mats.